Thousands of dollars were up for grabs recently at an unusual competition where PhD students from around the country were challenged to deliver the substance of their doctoral thesis in a 3-minute stage presentation. Lateline cameraman Brant Cumming went along to the finals held in Perth at the University of Western Australia, where he filmed, edited and produced this report.
That's just what we've been led to believe.
I strongly believe that the future of the environment,
my findings will enable more adult learners to silence their inner critics.
What it's not about is dumbing down your research. What it is about concisely getting across why your research is important and what contribution you are making.
So I'm working with people who see whiteness where I can't. I'm collecting Aboriginal accounts of feeling unwelcome, ignored, and misunderstood in society. And from these interviews, I'm piecing together a picture.
I know that all PhD students are really busy, but this is worth your time. I think it's going to help not only, you be able to talk to people about your research, but it'll also help distill ideas when you're writing your actual thesis and, things like that introduction. Not only that, but you have the chance to probably meet some really cool people along the way too.
I think you are amazing. Hopefully you feel the same way. In fact, I think you are all amazing because you are each a complex machine operating on a set of instructions written on 2 meters of DNA.
I think historically, the public has had trouble coming to grips with what PhD people do. By having these 3-minute thesis competitions, it's publicising what PhD candidates are actually doing. It's making the public understand what's exciting about the research that's going on in Australia.
The study of this chromosome structure is still in its infancy, but we know this. Cancer cells' chromosomes are structured different to healthy cells.
I think being a performer over the last 15 years has helped with my 3-minute thesis.
Make some noise if you're in the place.
Being on stage, I haven't been a vocalist, but I've been watching these guys that I really admire, being able to interact with the crowd. And over 15 years, you get a sense of what works and what doesn't.
Think of the truly mobile devices spread across the globe that do not have access to periodic charging, or where replacement of the battery is simply just not feasible.
What we hope that a student gains from this is really the experience of being able to go through the process of finding out and being able to communicate what the real impact of their thesis is and how do they convey this to non-specialists. Also, when there's opportunities for funding for their research, so they need to be able to get that message out very clearly and concisely.
This research will contribute to the better management of herbicide pollution and the protection of aquatic ecosystems from the toxic impacts of herbicides.
I think I'm selling myself and what I think is important about what I do. So, I think my research is really important because it's about protecting the environment, and I want other people to know what I do and why I'm passionate about it and why I took up environmental studies in the first place.
My thesis topic is benthic diatoms as indicators of herbicide toxicity.
I like to practice by walking the dog and just talking to the dog and practicing my speech in the morning first thing when I'm relaxing and walking the dog. So he's the perfect audience.
I think you're amazing. I think you're amazing. And I think you're amazing.
I tried on the harshest critics I could find, which were my 2 kids. And they were brutal. And you can see when they start to nod off or say, "Dad, this is boring," that that's the spot we have to work on. I want to keep them engaged.
Take a deep breath in. And relax. Sounds pretty calm and peaceful, right? Well, it's not quite so calm and peaceful beneath the waves. For many dolphin species, their habitat overlaps directly with ours. This puts them directly at risk from human disturbance, which can have long-term effects on their foraging success, reproduction, maybe even survival of the population. So we need to know, how do these animals cope living in an environment that's suddenly become noisier than the one they evolved to fill? That's where my research comes in.
It's incredibly important that the outside world understands what universities are doing. Because next time Mr. Pine or Mr. Abbott or whoever comes along next tries to take the hatchet out and raises it, and there is a huge community outcry because people have listened to you and your amazing stories, that's where you achieve results. So to keep doing this.
This year's winner of the Trans-Tasman 3M2 competition is Sarah Marley from Curtin University.
So the money from this competition is going to be really helpful for me to help present the results of my research and hopefully do some more fieldwork. By doing more fieldwork, I can get more data to support the results that are coming out of this.
Yeah, so I didn't win, but I had a great time, saw some great talks, and was happy I made the top 10. I've come back and I'm back at work. The search to understand cancer continues, and then from there we'll get to a cure.
And if you want to view any of the finalists and winners of the 3-minute thesis competition, just go to Lateline's website where you'll find a link to the videos.